Chessmaster All Rats at chess.com, continuing my video series on the correspondence team match played between my video lessons group and the team CARPE DIEM. This game was played on board 49 of 210 boards. Our man is RV Chess 777 against Ali Salim 98. They both won a game. Let's have a look at this one that our guy won. Okay, we got the Caro-Kann defense. And personally, I don't think the advance is the best variation to play against the Caro-Kann. Just maintain a slight advantage with of the first move with knight c3. Play the main lines. Look up the variations. See which variation black is going to play, because you don't know which variation black's going to play. Okay, I've used the exchange variation sometimes. That's totally playable. I think the advance plays into black's hand because he gets his bishop active. It's like a French defense where black's only cause for concern is he loses the tempo pushing c5. Okay, but it's still reasonable. The game is equal. White doesn't have the worst of it by any means, but White's not really challenging black. See, with the center locked here and no confrontation of the pieces, we're just playing a strategic game as both sides develop, and they try to find squares for their pieces. And it's black that's going to end up getting the activity here, as we will see. Okay, this caused the bishop to retreat. Now, one drawback with having this bishop on e7 is we don't really have a home for this knight yet. You have to risk taking double pawns. Some people are willing to do that, some aren't. Black is willing to do that. And here I think White's best move is just take it. Give black a double pawn. This bishop on the dark squares doesn't do White a whole lot of good because it's on the color of these center pawns. Just play queen d2 and let black show what he's planning. Okay, does black want to risk giving up a pawn? Does black have potential attacking chances on the g file? Well, maybe. But I think this is White's best choice, is to take on h6, but he doesn't. Instead, he offers to look. Whoops, dang it. There we go. There's the right move. Instead, he offers to liquidate his better bishop. And if you're going to keep a bishop on the board, you're better to keep the one that's a better piece for you. Let me just back it up slightly. You can't play knight h4 to try to get rid of this bishop because you're going to drop your knight. But then again, at the same At the same time, what does White really do here to make progress? If he puts this pawn on c3, well, he's put another pawn on a dark square and he's missing his chance to take this. So strategically, I think bishop d3 gives black full equality and maybe even a little more. And now black gets a c5 break in, and the lost tempo doesn't really matter. Black is actually ahead in development. Black has developed all four minor pieces and his queen. White hasn't developed his queen or his queen bishop. White has castle, black hasn't. And after c3, black embarks on a different strategic idea to keep the entire center locked. And now White liquidates the bishop, and this gives black the open h file. So I'm thinking black is a little better here because black has the better bishop. White's bishop isn't doing much. There's no clear outposts for knights for White's knights. Where are you going to plant one? Well, White does find a good way to get his knights posted here in a minute, but I'm just pointing out there are no key squares, no outposts for knights to rest themselves. G5 will be one, and we'll see here in a minute. But black has an excellent square for his knight, F5, and now White plans to rid himself of his bad dark squared bishop. And what black would like to play here is castle queenside, but he can't. He will drop a piece. I'll show you. Just knight takes. And if either pawn takes the knight, the bishop on e7 drops. If you stop and take this first, well, here comes a fork. Well, it's not losing a piece, it's losing the exchange. But this is something that black cannot afford. Okay. So how does black continue his game? Well, and I think bishop g5 is a good move for white. White's played this fine. But, whoops, it doesn't do that. He takes, which improves the position of the white knight. Now, once again, black can't castle, although he might like to, because of knight takes f7. So black finds a very creative move here, king e7, to connect the rooks. So white develops, and now black gets ready to double his rooks on the open file. And here they come. And at this point, black immediately is not only achieved full equality, he's got a very slight initiative here. He's forced white to make a weakening of his king side, but it's not exactly clear how black is going to progress. And I was kind of tinkering with this a little bit. I came up with a plan to work on this knight here. See, where can this knight move? See, that's one drawback with playing h3. Where can this knight move? Well, it can't. So what if black just attacks it? How does white handle this? Well, it's kind of tricky. Here, I'll show you. You play here first. You have to sacrifice the piece, and this drives the king over to the g file. And now you bring this knight into f4, and this is key because you want to hold h3. We're going to put the rook. Let's put him back on h8. Now you can get g4 in, and now h3 is a little weaker, but at least it's covered. But I'm thinking black is better here. Black can just give up that knight, and he'll have a very solid position. White will have a very, very weak h-pawn. So let's see. Let's just try a move for the fun of it. Let's pick one at random. Queen d8. Okay, now I'll go ahead and take it. And, black's threatening a check. Black might be threatening to play g5, attack the knight, drive it back, protect this. I think black has the better game here. But I don't know how much time black spent on his move, but black might have considered one other possibility here. King f8. Let's just get this king out of the way. Because what happens is black starts to open up the center, trying to be aggressive. He sees this knight's loose, and he sees that he wins it, but he overlooks a tactic. Okay, now comes, pawn takes, check, and it's just jumping ahead like it's. I click the thing once and it moves 2 moves. Now white has to sacrifice, gives up the knight, and suddenly black's in a little bit of trouble. What's he going to do? If he takes the knight, he steps right into discovery. If he doesn't take the knight, well, he's got to move his queen, and chances are he's gonna get slaughtered here. Let's see. D5 is hanging. C7 is hanging. Where are you going to put the queen? Let's try D6. Well, let's see. White can do all kinds of wonderful things here. Let's see. You can try knight here. This prepares all kinds of discovered checks. White's just up a pawn with an attack. White's the one getting the attack in the center now, and the black attack is kind of ground to a halt. So I'm sure that white is probably better in there for white, but I'll let you guys play with that. But the game just falls apart quickly after king takes. And after knight f4 check, that's a double check. Black must move his king. And he elects to go to f7 because he sees that if he goes to d6, that's a big oops. See, that's checkmate. So you got to go to d7 or f7, and now comes this check. And suddenly black realizes he's hopelessly lost. The king has 2 squares. That's it. And on either one, there comes a knight fork, and the black queen is going to be lost. So there, in a nutshell, Black turned an advantageous position into a losing one in a hurry. So f6 was just a blunder. He's trying to trap this knight, but white had a reply. But better, whoops, better is let's back it up. As I was saying, is rook here and make white find knight takes f7. You know, who knows? Maybe white would resign here. Oh, I lost my piece. I'm losing it. I'm not going to go any further. But with the analysis, I'll just quit now. But who knows? You know, now knight f4, rook h8, and g4. But again, you know, you don't want to probably step into a new discovered check. You know, this just might allow all kinds of new disasters like knight takes d5 check. But just give the piece back. Okay, bring the queen over. Now, at some point, white needs to take that knight. If you don't want to bring the queen over, you could put the king back here and force them to take it. Let's look at that for a second. Now, if white doesn't take it, that knight's going to run. And well, let's see. You have knight takes e6, but I don't think white's getting enough here. Let's see. Maybe. I like my move, queen d8. And at some point, white's going to have to take this knight. How can he improve his position? Well, these rooks aren't getting in the game too easily. The queen is not going too far. Can't even move her on the third rank. I can't see an advantage of retreating it. So at some point, you got to just take that. And you know, white has an isolated pawn that's attacked. G5 is a threat. It's a serious threat. Let's let the king run for the hills. Maybe that's the safest bet. But then here comes G5, and you know, hello queen, and suddenly white's about to get checkmated or lose his queen because well, no, you can go to d1. I was saying queen e2 allowed to mate, but black's just a clear pawn ahead, and pretty much has his way. Just have to get this knight into the game. That should be easy enough. It'll be coming into play. So black had an advantage and let it slip because he just didn't analyze all of white's possible sacrifices. Okay, thanks so much for watching. There's another game finished, or 2 games finished. I'll be making a video of that soon. And as it currently stands, we have 11 boards still playing with 13 total games. So 2 of those boards don't have a result yet, but they'll be coming in over the next week or so. We'll get some more, and I expect the match to be under a few games within a month. Thanks so much for your time. Bye.